Bath time should be a relaxing bonding experience for parents and their babies. Yet for many households, it transforms into a nightly battlefield filled with tears and screams. When a child shrieks in terror at the mere sight of a bathtub, parents are often left feeling frustrated, exhausted, and deeply confused about the root cause of this intense reaction. The pressing question that arises is whether this distress is an innate, irrational fear of water or the unintended consequence of mistakes made by well-meaning parents. To truly resolve this aquatic anxiety, caregivers must dive deep into the physical, emotional, and psychological factors that influence a toddler's perception of bathing. Understanding the delicate balance between sensory sensitivities and parental approaches is the first crucial step toward transforming bath time from a dreaded chore into a joyful routine. First and foremost, we must acknowledge that a genuine fear of water, known as aquaphobia, can naturally occur in young children due to their developing nervous systems. Toddlers experience the world much more intensely than adults, meaning that a seemingly harmless splash can feel like a sensory overload to their fragile bodies. The sensation of floating or losing contact with solid ground can trigger an innate survival instinct, leading to feelings of profound insecurity and panic. Furthermore, the loud echoes of rushing water bouncing off bathroom tiles can be overwhelming for a child's highly sensitive auditory system. These natural developmental fears are completely valid and require immense patience, empathy, and gentle reassurance to overcome. However, in many cases, a child's aversion to the bathtub is not rooted in a natural phobia, but is rather a learned response triggered by negative past experiences. This is where parental mistakes, often committed entirely by accident, play a significant role in creating a hostile bathing environment. One of the most common errors is misjudging the water temperature, as a baby's skin is significantly thinner and more sensitive to heat than an adult's skin. Water that feels pleasantly warm to a parent might feel scalding hot to a child, causing immediate discomfort and a lasting association of pain with the bathtub. Another frequent misstep is a lack of physical support, which can result in the child slipping, sliding, or briefly submerging, instantly instilling a deep-seated fear of drowning. The dreaded hair-washing process is notorious for causing distress, particularly when harsh soaps or shampoos accidentally sting a child's sensitive eyes. Once a toddler experiences the burning sensation of soap in their eyes, they will understandably fight vigorously to prevent it from ever happening again. Additionally, the emotional state of the parents heavily influences the child's reaction, as babies are incredibly adept at sensing tension and anxiety. If a parent approaches bath time feeling rushed, stressed, or anticipating failure, the child will mirror those negative emotions, escalating the situation into a full-blown meltdown. Transforming this stressful ordeal requires a conscious shift in strategy, prioritizing the child's comfort and emotional security above merely getting them clean. Parents should begin by establishing a predictable, unhurried routine that signals safety and relaxation rather than a frantic race against the clock. Introducing water slowly, perhaps using a damp washcloth or a shallow basin before transitioning to a full tub, can help desensitize a fearful child. Utilizing bath mats to prevent slipping and testing the water temperature with a specialized thermometer ensures the physical environment is completely secure. Incorporating engaging bath toys, colorful bubbles, and cheerful songs can effectively distract the child and reframe the bathroom as a place of play rather than punishment. Utilizing specialized shower visors or leaning the child's head back gently can completely eliminate the risk of shampoo irritating their eyes. Parents must also remain calm, speaking in soothing tones and offering continuous physical affection to reinforce that the child is safe and protected. It is vital to remember that forcing a terrified child into the water will only reinforce their trauma, whereas a slow, gradual exposure builds lasting confidence. By taking the time to understand whether the crying stems from natural sensory fears or accidental parental missteps, caregivers can tailor their approach accordingly. Ultimately, Creating a positive bath time experience is an investment in the child's emotional well-being and a beautiful opportunity for parent-child bonding. With patience, empathy, and the right techniques, those heartbreaking bath time tears can undoubtedly be replaced with joyful giggles and splashing. A critical aspect often overlooked is the transition out of the bath, which can be jarring if the room is cold or the towel is rough. Ensuring a fluffy, warm towel is immediately available provides a comforting conclusion to the bathing process, reinforcing a positive overall memory. Sometimes granting the child a small sense of control, such as letting them choose their bath toy or the color of the soap, significantly reduces their anxiety. Professional pediatricians often advise that daily bathing is not strictly necessary for toddlers, meaning parents can reduce the frequency to lower the weekly stress levels. When parents adjust their expectations and stop striving for a perfectly clean child every single night, the pressure naturally dissipates from the entire household. It is also beneficial to encourage water play outside the bathroom, such as during a sunny day in the garden, to separate the element of water from the anxiety of the tub. Consistency is key. Once a successful, gentle routine is established, maintaining it helps solidify the child's newfound trust in the bathing process. Siblings can sometimes serve as positive role models, demonstrating that the bathtub is a safe and enjoyable environment meant for fun and relaxation. In extreme cases where a child's fear persists despite all gentle interventions, seeking advice from a child psychologist or occupational therapist can provide specialized strategies. In the end, nurturing a child's comfort with water is a marathon, not a sprint, requiring boundless love and understanding from dedicated parents.